Welcome to Real Deal Media's members only Sunday brunch. And what a Sunday it is. I am your Sunday brunchian host, Dean Ryan. It is so good to be here. As you're probably wondering why I look like a mad scientist. Well, that's a good question. And I don't have an answer other than I'm mad. Well, joining me today for this wonderful Sunday brunch is somebody who is no stranger to Belgian waffles. He's the one and only Wisconsin's favorite son and a brunch cadet himself. The one, the only, Jim Fetzer. Jim, happy Sunday brunch to you, Jim. And got my coffee. How are you doing? Good morning.
Good, Dean. Good. We have a
Am I right about that, Jim? That you're no stranger to Belgian waffles?
Yeah. Love it all. I'm a big breakfast guy too, Dean. Yeah. So I love brunch. I think brunch is a fabulous concept.
Well, I say that because I think there's two kind of brunch people. I think there's the people that like the sweet Belgian waffles first before anything else, before the eggs, the bacon, and then there's the other way around, I just think you're one of the two. But hey, Jim, what a hell of a 24 hours we've had. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. Yeah. I should say 12 hours. Yes. It was just last night that it was the big hoopla of the correspondent dinner over there in DC.
Right.
And something went awry, I want to say.
Dean, let me say right off the bat, Trump doesn't go to these things, but he went to this. Trump's popularity is an all-time low. The guy is being beat up tremendously. He'd love to get some sympathy. What better than to stage another fake assassination attempt? Dean, that's what we got going on here. He's playing for the sympathy vote. I think the evidence is simply overwhelming. When I was first told this happened, that was my initial thought. This had been a stage event for Trump to get sympathy, try to improve his poll ratings. I've seen a whole lot of the evidence now. It confirms what I said before. That's what's going on here.
Well, Jim may be right. I don't know anything. I'm going into this like a blind melon. That's what I feel like. Here we have Maddie Lynn that says it's only been 11 hours. See, I didn't know that. Thank you, Maddie. My math is off. Yes, we have Mr. Dave saying hi, Dean and Jim. Yes, Dave is having his brunch, which I think consists of how many beers? Anyways. Okay, so it is. Well, we are broadcasting on our members only YouTube page. And by the way, Jim, before we get into the Washington, D.C. correspondent dinner, we just got word that YouTube has been doing an incredible purge in the past 48 hours. We're talking the who's who of everything. And my understanding too is it's because they're using the excuse and element of AI deception to take down a lot of channels right now. So
yeah, I'm not surprised. Look. The Israeli image has suffered so massively. This is the number one priority. We got it from Bibi himself. He said we got to rebuild social media. He was starting with TikTok. They've taken over networks. This is a massive attempt to save the Zionist public image. I guarantee it's not going to succeed, but it won't be for lack of effort.
Well, with that said, I just want to say for the record that Jim and I are not AI. We're real people. Real people. I have feelings, I have emotions, and I cry sometimes during sad movies. Okay, so just want to get that off the bat. But anyways, so here it is. I want to play this. This is what Jim brought to our attention, and we'll watch this for a few minutes, and we'll pretty much base our new thesis off what you're about to witness here. This is something else. Check this out.
Not because it isn't true, but because asking these questions in Washington these days is treated like a crime. Saturday night at the Washington Hilton, a 31-year-old part-time math tutor from Torrance, California named Cole Thomas Allen, armed with a pump-action shotgun, a 9mm handgun, and multiple knives, sprinted through not one, but multiple security checkpoints where the president of the United States sat eating his main course. And the only reason we are talking about an arrest instead of a funeral is that the Secret Service agent he shot point blank happened to be wearing a bulletproof vest. Trump and his wife Melania were rushed off stage, Vice President J.D. Vance thrown behind a curtain, and cabinet members shoved to the floor under tables while 2,600 guests in tuxedos and ball gowns screamed and dove for cover, something you've already seen the clips of.
A chilling video released by Donald Trump captures the exact moment a gunman shattered security and stormed a checkpoint at the White House Correspondents Association dinner in Washington, D.C.
The gunman, meantime, entered the Washington Hilton tonight armed with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives, sprinting past a security checkpoint outside the ballroom where the president, the vice president, and much of his cabinet were gathered.
The grainy footage conveys the drama of the moment, a gunman rushing a Secret Service checkpoint in a Washington, D.C. hotel, heading towards the president.
But what you probably haven't seen is the swarm of questions that erupted within minutes of the all clear. Because as the shock wore off, people started noticing things that don't add up. Footage from inside the ballroom shows not everyone was panicking. Some guests stayed in their seats, sipping wine and finishing their burrata salad as if the loud bangs were part of the evening's entertainment. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt had told Fox News on the red carpet barely an hour earlier that there will be some shots fired tonight in the room, a comment that has since gone viral for obvious reasons.
Rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
I love it all. And you wrote most of it, you said.
I can't take credit. In true Donald Trump fashion, the man puts his pen to the paper himself. So it's a lot of his own work.
And 12 days before any of this happened, an X account going by the name Chili Dog posted a prediction so specific it makes your stomach turn. Trump is going to go for a staged assassination attempt again. Blame it on Iran. I will put a 25% chance on this play. Before I take you through every layer of what happened and why Tehran's media is calling this exactly what it looks like, I need you to do something for me. If you believe honest journalism means following the questions wherever they lead, even when they make powerful people uncomfortable.
Okay, let's stop it right there, Jim. The first question that comes to mind is, how good was that burrata salad for people not to just...
Dean, there is so much more. Everything about this, what you've already seen ought to be really disturbing. You got a guy who's running with weapons and they haven't already shot him dead before he gets anywhere near. There were multiple checkpoints. There's no way in the world this could have happened had real security been in place. Already we know it's a staged event. Already, Dean. And there's so much more. They go through in detail. I'm telling you, this is a really good summary overview. So we want to watch at least 5 minutes more, Dean.
Well, yes, we're at the halfway point, but just right off the bat, this Caroline Leavitt, Jim, I got to say, she makes me sick. And here's why, because routinely, I didn't know this until I went to Instagram, but routinely, her and Laura Trump constantly post pictures of themselves at the White House dancing, having a blast. Meanwhile, they're sending troops to go die off in Iran.
Sure.
They could give a shit less. The stupid cheerleaders for the Trump Incorporated, they're literally, you could go look up these videos of these wenches dancing. They're so far from reality, far removed from it. It makes me sick, Jim. All right, let's continue on. And before I get on the soapbox here we go. This is
there's
more
so much.
Walk through Saturday
so
night
much. So much.
Because the official story and the observable facts are already pulling in opposite directions. The White House Correspondents Association dinner at the Washington Hilton was the first Trump had ever attended as president. He'd boycotted it during his entire first term, calling the press the enemy of the people, but this year his team made a show of showing up. Around 8:36 p.m., just as dinner service was getting underway, a man staying at the hotel as a registered guest, according to Washington's interim police chief, somehow managed to carry a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple bladed weapons through the Hilton lobby, past the initial security screening, and close enough to the basement ballroom checkpoint that he could fire a shotgun blast at a Secret Service agent at nearly point-blank range. The agent took the hit to his vest and survived. Allen was tackled to the ground by agents, zip-tied, and arrested without being shot. Closed-circuit footage Trump later released on his Truth Social platform shows the suspect sprinting at full speed, arms pumping, through what should have been an absolute fortress before agents draw and engage. Then there is the chili dog post. 12 days before this shooting, an X-user wrote, and I'm quoting directly, "Trump is going to go for a staged assassination attempt again. Blame it on Iran. I will put a 25% chance on this play. Trump has lost all global respect such that he had allies and enemies alike laughing at him." When you look at the timing of this event against the backdrop of Trump's collapsing poll numbers, that post stops sounding like a random internet prediction and starts sounding like a script that someone read ahead of time. Just days before the dinner, a University of New Hampshire poll had Trump's approval crashing to 39%, with 60% disapproving. A CNBC poll recorded his net approval at -18, the lowest ever across both his terms. Nearly 75% of Americans rated the economy poorly. His war in Iran, launched in concert with the occupation forces, had driven fuel prices through the roof and turned even his Republican base against him. The man was politically drowning. And suddenly, almost on cue, he's a survivor again, a martyr, a man the nation must rally behind. And rally he did. Within hours of the shooting, Trump was holding a late-night press conference in the White House briefing room, flanked by his cabinet, calling the suspect a lone wolf whack job and a sick person. He even referenced Iran in that same press conference, floating the idea that the attack could be linked to Tehran.
Well, when he was down, they had him down. He was fighting hard. He was in my opinion, a sick person. Who would do that but a sick person? But I think you're going to find everything about him. No reason to talk about it now. But tomorrow at this time, long before this time, you're going to know a lot of things about him. They seem to think he was a lone wolf, and I feel that too.
Are you concerned about U.S. Secret Service protection ability? We saw several of the detailees take minutes to be escorted out the room.
No, they acted very quickly. No, I was very impressed by Secret Service. I mean, I'm the one, and Mark Wayne, you would agree with that, I think. Absolutely. I'm the one that would complain. You don't have to complain for me. I would be complaining. I'd be up here right now saying they didn't do their job. Oh, believe me, because, it's my life. And I want to live because I want to make this country great. That's why I want to live. But when you're impactful, they go after you. When you're not impactful, they leave you alone. Okay, a couple of more. Go ahead, please.
Is there any indication that this shooting could have been linked to the war in Iran?
I don't think so, but you never know. We're going to know a lot. We have the best people in the world working on it.
But what about the footage that is circulating? Because this is where the official narrative begins to seriously fray. Multiple videos from inside the dinner show a scene that defies basic human psychology. After shots rang out, after Secret Service agents in combat fatigues stormed the stage with rifles drawn, after people around them were diving under tables and scrambling for exits, some guests remained seated. Some continued eating. Some kept drinking their wine. Watch some of the footages I saw live on CNN. What did they know about the incident that made them so unfazed?
That our program is going to resume momentarily. We will have more details to share also momentarily. But for now, please just be patient as we figure out just how much time it will be, but it shouldn't be that much longer. Thank you very much.
Secretary Pete Hegseth is in that room. You've got Scott Bessent in that room. You have Tulsi Gabbard in that room. You, of course, have J.D. Vance in that room, naturally the President of the United States. And as John mentioned, the White House Correspondents' Dinner is where we are presently broadcasting from.
Scary and terrible events, but it's not often where you have a loved one next to you in that moment, and you're also part of it.
fact, Fox News reporter Aisha Hasni, who was seated at the dinner next to Levitt's husband, Nicholas Riccio, told viewers that moments before dinner started, Riccio leaned over and said, "You need to be very safe." Hasni described him as very serious, scanning the room as he spoke. Then she started to add, "He looked around the room and said, there are some," and the call dropped. Fox News cut the feed. Viewers on X erupted, with one writing, "They didn't even try to reconnect. That call was dropped on purpose." And another saying, "My jaw dropped. They literally cut her off. Watch the clip."
I want to just quickly tell you, I was sitting next to Caroline Levitt, the press secretary's husband. He was one of our guests. He was seated right next to me. And, right as the dinner was starting, the national anthem happened. And then he kind of leaned over and said, "I watched you on TV. You do a great job. You need to be very safe." And he was just very serious when he said that to me. And he kind of looked around the room and he said, there are some.
Sounds like we lost Aisha's phone there. And this happens, by the way, especially when you have so many people attempting to utilize the same cell service at the same time. I did want to add this. While we had a moment, I was just reading.
Think about what a press secretary's husband warning a reporter to be very safe. And scanning the room means, combined with a press secretary joking about shots fired, combined with a gunman somehow penetrating what should have been the most secure event in Washington, combined with the fact that the last time Trump's poll numbers were in the dirt, he also miraculously survived an attempt on his life that generated the most politically potent photograph of the decade. If this was a movie, you would call the script lazy. Too many coincidences, too much telegraphing. But this is not a movie. This is the United States government's security apparatus riddled with holes on the one night when every hole in the system benefits exactly one person, Donald J. Trump. The gunman himself, Cole Thomas Allen, adds another layer of suspicion. A mechanical engineering graduate from Caltech, a master's in computer science, a part-time tutor named Teacher of the Month at his company, described as quiet and unassuming by neighbors. He told investigators he wanted to shoot administration officials, but did not specifically name Trump. And yet he showed up at a dinner where Trump was the centerpiece, armed like a small militia, and managed to bypass security that should have stopped a pizza delivery, let alone a man with a shotgun. The FBI is raiding his apartment, reviewing his digital footprint, trying to construct a motive. But as of now, no manifesto, no political affiliation, no foreign ties, nothing that fits the profile of an ideologically driven assassin. He is, as Trump himself labeled him, a lone wolf whack job. But lone wolves with this level of operational audacity don't usually survive their attacks. They don't get taken alive without a scratch after charging a checkpoint full of armed Secret Service agents. They get shot. Allen was not shot. He was subdued, arrested, and is now awaiting arraignment, alive and able to talk. I want you to hold all of this in your head at once. The horrifying poll numbers, the eerily prescient online predictions, the security lapses that made the Hilton a sieve, the press secretary's ill-timed joke, the husband's warning, the Fox News cutaway, the guests who didn't flinch, the president who immediately pivoted to selling a ballroom and blaming Iran, and the suspect who doesn't fit any clean profile. Taken individually, each of these could be dismissed as strange but explainable. Stacked together, they form a pattern that demands an explanation the corporate media will never give you. Because the media doesn't ask these questions. They report the shock, the drama, the Secret Service heroism, and the president's brave resolve. And then they move on, leaving the inconvenient details to be chewed over by conspiracy theorists on social media. I will leave you with this thought because I want you to sit with it. If you wanted to stage a political resurrection, if you needed to turn a president from a failing liability into a sympathetic figure overnight, you would need exactly what happened at the Washington Hilton on Saturday. A real gunman with real weapons to make it undeniable. A security perimeter that is porous enough to let the threat through, but still strong enough to stop it before it reaches the target. A staff that telegraphs the event just enough to seed the idea without breaking cover. A media apparatus that cuts away when the wrong details start leaking out. And a president who, the moment the danger passes, uses the podium to push his pet project and point the finger at a foreign adversary. Every single one of those conditions was met. I want to hear what you think. Is the timing too perfect? Does the footage show a room full of people who knew what was coming? Was Caroline Levitt's...
Okay, Jim.
Wasn't that nice, Dean? Wasn't that really, really good?
Well, apparently
you may or may not at the end have noticed Trump's right ear, which shows no signs of any damage from the alleged bullet, because they're talking about Butler being the last time he pulled this stunt before. Butler was a stage event, and here you have it repeated now at the correspondent dinner, just when he's at a low in his popularity and wants sympathy, so the public will rally around him as a victim of an attempted assassination. All staged, all phony, all fake.
I also want to say that I have typed twice in our live chat. Okay, I've typed twice in our live chat while we were playing that Israelis control our live chats on social medias. YouTube has prevented that 2 to 3 times from appearing on our live chat. So that should tell you Israelis control all of American social medias. We are an occupied nation by that total horseshit of a country. All right. And that's how much I hate Israel. Just to let you know, I hate them. Okay. So I just want to get that. And to add, Jim, the mentalist magician they had on stage. Okay. He's called the mentalist. He's an Israeli. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't know if you're aware of that. That's all.
But isn't that just a sensational overview, Dean? So wonderfully comprehensive.
Well, Jim, after thinking about it, I think it's just one big coincidence.
Let's see if any of our listeners, any of our viewers out there have opinions, Dean. I'd love to hear from them.
I don't know what the big hoopla is about. I mean, the people were still eating because the what do they call the bouffon salad was that good. So, I mean, I wouldn't be ducking either. If it was your last meal, would you? Let's see what people say. We have Maddie Lynn that says, that's a weird cross on Caroline's neck. What cross is it? What cross is it, Maddie? Yeah, and I can't stand her anymore either. I'm with you on that. Oh, here's an interesting fact. We have the Munchkin saying Reagan was shot there too. Jim, that's correct. What another coincidence.
He was outside. He wasn't inside. He was outside when he was shot. It was he was actually shot not by John Hinckley, but by a Secret Service agent when he pushed him into the limo, shot him under the armpit. A flechette that barely missed his heart to get across the message, let George do it. And thereafter, George H.W. Bush was running the government.
See, I thought it was all for the love of Jodie Foster. Hey, what do I know? We have Hungry Like the Wolf. I am starving. Thank you. We have Tangerine Dream says he's a con man. look at her picture. It's an otter.
Love it.
Okay, he's a con man. That's what I mean. Okay, so I think people are in agreement with you, Jim. So let's talk about the ramifications of this. Where do we go from here? Jim, we're now in an extended ceasefire for 2 more weeks or something to that effect. Iran doesn't seem to be too caught up in this minutia of the correspondence dinner, which is going to happen again in 30 days. Where do we go from here? What does this do to our relations in the conflict with Iran, Jim?
Colonel McGregor has put it best. He said, the consequences for the world of the extension of this closure of the Strait of Hormuz is so consequential that what Trump ought to do is, for the sake of the world, he's going to have a cessation of hostilities now It may resume at a later date, but it's of necessity and for humanity that he's calling an end to it. I think he ought to also resign for reasons of health. The cabinet doesn't have the wherewithal, nor does Vance operate on the basis of the 25th Amendment. Otherwise, we might be confronting a military coup, Dean, because Trump wants to send our men off to die for Israel. And frankly, the soldiers, the sailors, and the officers are sick of it, Dean. I think it's going to come to a head one way or another.
Well, let's do this. Why don't we give people a chance to catch up? We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to look at everybody's questions when we come back before we sunset and say au revoir. We'll take just a 40-second break. Is that okay with you, Jim? And then we'll come back.
Perfect, Dean.
A chance to get their inquiries ready and see where the true mentalists here, see where we're going to go here in the future. So stand by. You're watching Sunday Brunch right here at Real Deal Media. We'll be back after this quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
To talk with Mom. Lunches were getting pretty boring, so I told her about our new chicken spread. Now look what she does with our sandwiches. Cranberry sauce and lettuce on chicken spread. Turkey peanut butter and applesauce on this one. Even made a nifty stuffed tomato salad, like I told her. Mom, you plus underwear is like having a Bundesmord.
So the prayer is CSAR 2517, and it reads, and pray with me, please. The path of the downed aviator is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of camaraderie and duty shepherd the lost through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to capture and destroy my brother. And you will know my call sign is Sandy 1 when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go Jamaica off the Florida Keys? There's a place called Kokomo. That's where you wanna go to get away from it all. Bodies in the sand, tropical drink melted in your hand. We'll be falling in love to the rhythm of a steel drum band way down in
Kahuna, come on, pretty mama. Kahuna, pretty mama. Oh, Jim, I love the way you harmonize on our intro. People have no idea that's you. They have no idea that was you the whole time. God, you're so good. All right, welcome back, everybody, as we close our Sunday brunch. Finally, we do have a few inquiries. Here with Dean Ryan here with Jim Fetzer. It's so good to be here this wonderful Sunday before Jim's off to do another show or 5. Let's see what we have here. Here we have some great questions. We have, that is an otter. I stand corrected. Did I say baby seal? Okay.
Oh, you said otter. You said
it
otter.
Is an otter. Oh, I did. Okay. What do you see happening next, as this stuff always happens in threes? Good question. Jim Fetzer.
Well, what are the two? I mean, it's true. We had the fake Butler, but that's quite a while back. And now we got this fake correspondence. And of course, Trump's trying to spin it as though Iran had something to do with something. It has nothing to do. Iran is already calling it out as a fake event, fake news, staged event. Iran's got it right. I don't think the world's going to buy this. Americans are already very skeptical, Dean, right off the bat, which is a good sign. We're not easy to play as we used to be. Thank God.
Here we have Maddie Lynn Maui. She says the following: wonder if this guy will be added to the list of deleted missing scientists since he worked with NASA. Very good question. Very good question, Madam.
He not only worked for NASA, he was from Torrance, which is 2,685 miles away from the conference there in Washington. How the hell did he get there? And did he drive across country with a vehicle full of these friends? The whole thing's ridiculous, Dean.
Jim, Torrance is like 9 miles from where I am right now. Wow.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it's ridiculous, Dean. The whole scenario is absurd.
It is absurd, but it's so American. I can't even begin to comprehend. Here we have another one here. Here we have Dave Quone saying that is beautiful. Yes, it is, Jim. You have a beautiful thesis. We have the golf course was the second. Oh, okay. Of the assessment. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Maddie Malin, sticking up for Tangerine Dream. All right. We have Tangerine saying ballroom.
Yeah, I think during his press conference, he even got in a pitch for the ballroom. It's absurd how the man has gone bananas with his ego. He's got the Arc de Trump, He's got the ballroom. He's renamed the Kennedy Center. We got enough of Trump. Frankly, we've had enough.
Hey, we can't stop till we get enough. But is this some kind of spell that you're doing, Tangerine Dream? Ballroom, guided ballroom. Are you tapping your heels 3 times? Okay, we have another one. Madeline said time travel. Very good. Okay, Jim, that's going to lead us to our final thoughts. What do you think about where this is going, Jim Fetzer?
Dean, it's going to be a flop. He played a card here. Look how calm he was sitting the whole time. He knew nothing serious was taking place. He knew it was all phony. Why'd he even go? He's been blackballing the press forever. He has never before gone to one of these events. Now all of a sudden he's turned up. He was going to be roasted. He wanted to change the subject, and he succeeded in doing it. But I don't think the country or the world is buying it.
No, they're not. No, sirree, Bob. And I concur to everything Jim Fetzer just said. Yes, we want to. Yeah, okay, yes. He's all MAGA tweeters posted about the ballroom. Yes, they did. Yes, we did. Okay. Anyways, on that note, I will be back Monday night. You can catch Jim 8 days a week. For the love of the biz. You can catch him there at the Revolution Radio. You can catch Jim with me this coming Tuesday on World at War. Anyways, for all of us here at Real Deal Media's Sunday Brunch, members only, this Dean Ryan for Jim Fetzer is saying good day and enjoy the brunch before you sail away. How about that? I say so. All right. Good day, everybody. See you soon.
Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take it. Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go? Jamaica off the Florida Keys. There's a place called Kokomo. That's where